So my question, and the reason why I said this defense specifically, because otherwise I would think Justin Jefferson would be the answer. But going into this game, are you more scared about the prospect of stopping Justin Jefferson or Dalvin Cook?
Justin Jefferson can break you a lot of times. Like, he can score points from anywhere on the field. And on a drive, that was a 4th down catch, Kevin, that he made there. Was it 4th and he catches an 18-yard pass.
Yeah.
So, like, that's probably Jefferson. I love Diggs, and I know the last time they matched up, I was listening to Bobby Belt this morning, reel off all the stats from that game. The last time they matched up, it was, at that point, the lowest production he'd ever had. And in times where he was lined up against Diggs, lowest production. But we talked with Isaiah yesterday, and he doesn't think that he thinks they're going to stick to their defense, especially if Anthony Brown is out on the field.
Yeah.
Then it allows them to be kind of in their defense as opposed to following around anywhere. But man, just the trust that Kirk has now. Was it his rookie year when he said, throw the effing ball?
Yeah.
Kirk? And he's like, listen, man, like, trust me, I'll go make a play for you. So for me, I know Dalvin Cook and Madison can run the ball. Mattinson, they can run the football. And I know that this team is very, like, focused now on that. So I feel like their approach to stopping the run, which, did you see, was it Vrabel that said you get the right to rush the passer when you stop the run? So that's a Tennessee thing too. I think their focus is there, and they may be looking at Jefferson and going, all right, we're going to have to give up some here a little bit. I guess for me, Kevin, the person that I'm more concerned about, even more so than Jefferson, is Hawkinson, because he's already done it once to us, and we aren't great in coverage against tight ends. So how are we going to approach, stopping that guy from keeping third downs moving?
It does kind of feel like a hole in the dam type situation, right? Where you're like, all right, we're going to bear down, we're going to stop the run. And while you're doing that, you're like, hey, probably one of the best 2 or 3 wide receivers in the league can go out there. And you're like, all right, we're going to make the focus. We're going to make Trayvon travel, or however you think the way to go is there. And then all of a sudden, hey, underneath, you have a tight end that can destroy you if you're focused on stopping the run or stopping Justin Jefferson. So I don't like that you brought that up.
And Adam Thielen. Like, don't forget about that guy.
We didn't even bring up Adam Thielen.
They have a very effective, and Osborne's not a poor receiver. They just don't target him that much. But, I mean, Adam Thielen's still a really good receiver who can catch tough catches and is good, big, strong guy. He can move the chains too. So there's a lot of different options for Kirk Cousins. I think the big deal is whether or not Kirk Cousins believes he can do it at any given moment. Like, that's his biggest problem.
So Jaron Kearse, who, I mean, he was spitting all kinds of fire yesterday. Let's go with the breakdown of both of these players. First, cut number 8. This is Jaron Kearse on Justin Jefferson.
He's the best receiver in the league right now, hands down. Really? Yeah, hands down. I mean, the tape doesn't lie. Anybody you can say whatever you want to say. You turn the tape on, you see it, and he gets open against everybody. He plays good against every opponent. Every top corner you put in front of him, he's going out and he's making his plays, his individual plays, winning his individual matchup. So the tape doesn't lie.
So there's scary matchup number 1. By the way, Justin Jefferson, 2nd in the league in receiving yards, 11th in the league in yards per catch. Then we get a cut number 9. Jaron Kearse once again. This time about scary matchup number 2, Dalvin Cook.
He's a guy that when he gets the ball, he can get going quick. He's very elusive, very, very efficient with his jump cuts and getting in and out of his breaks and things when he's running those routes or when he's on the edge. So just a guy like him, you have to wrap his legs because he keeps him moving on the contact, and that's what makes him a great guy. His vision is good. His run after contact is good. It's a lot that comes with a guy like that.
Part of that answer that I thought was really interesting was he keeps his legs moving on contact, which makes it so difficult to stop him. Dalvin Cook, 8th in the league in rushing yards and 11th in yards per carry.
I know he said he on contact it's good and everything. Man, the times that I've seen him have big plays against the Cowboys specifically, or big plays in general, the hole is wide open.
So you think that could be your primary problem?
Muddy up every spot that he could, those gap things that we're talking about, Kevin,
Yeah.
the problems the Cowboys are having there. you have to just make it just muddy. Every time he tries to find a space, it's not there. But that's difficult when you're trying to fill all those different running lanes and Justin Jefferson's trying to run wild and free out there behind you.
So I think if I have to pick one, and 877-881-1053, if y'all want to get in on the conversation, and somebody said from the 817, stop Dalvin, you win, period. And I think that is the direction that I go, because I know we have an elite pass stopper in Trayvon Diggs. Now, I know, of course, the argument is, and we've discussed, he's probably not going to travel the entire game. I'm intrigued to see how that plays out. I don't know who our elite run stoppers are, and you've seen in the Cowboys' losses is because they get gashed in the run.
I guess you could say DeMarcus Lawrence, but he's on the outside.
Which is tough. I know we're bad at sealing the edges too, so.
I think it's a great question. I think the issue is, this is the first time in which game, maybe Philadelphia, where there's another major option. I mean, Green Bay didn't have another option, and yet they still torched you with some rookie kid that I forgot his name already.
Christian Watson.
Yeah. So now you look at this and go, all right, stop Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
Well, Minnesota might go, fine, put 8 in the box. Stop them. We're still going to hand it off to them every once in a while just to see if you can. And if you're going to commit that many, you're going to play one-on-one with the best wide receiver in the game, and the other guy ain't bad on the other side. He's a really good number 2 in Thielen still. I know he's getting older and not what he used to be, but still really good. And, hey, we just traded for TJ Hawkinson, a first-round pick who a lot of people said this guy has a lot of talent.
Yeah.
He's healthy, right?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure because you gave a look, and then I was worried that I said something
my
that was
look
wrong.
was thinking about those coverage options. It was not about,
So if you load up and say, we're going to play in our lanes, we are going to commit 7 people to stopping the run. All right, you got 4 people to now cover the 3 guys I named plus another dude who might go out in a route. That becomes... All right, this is why it's really tough. I think the Cowboys can win this game. I think Vegas is almost telling you, hey, take Minnesota.
Yeah.
And usually when something looks so off like that, like how easy it looks how to pick a game, what worries me tomorrow is like picking Minnesota looks like an easy pick, but every time Vegas does this, I swear they know something, which makes me think Dallas is going to somehow win this game.
which should be phenomenal.
But I do worry that there's no way to stop this the way the Cowboys have played defense against the run, except Kirk Cousins could crap the bed on the game of the week.
And a couple other things to go into that about my concerns, especially why I'm intrigued by your hypothesis about Vegas daring people to make their bets in this, is Dallas is 2-2 on the road and Minnesota's unbeaten at home. And then Minnesota's also broken off 7 straight wins, including wins over the Dolphins and the Bills. Of course, their only losses to the Eagles. So this is a damn good team, as you would probably guess, at 8-1. So the fact that we're on the road and still a 1.5 favorite surprises me, especially when breaking down those two matchups.
Somebody said, why are you guys making such a big deal out of that catch? It wasn't that great.
Oh, man.
Seriously?
And then they were like, yeah, and you can debate the Odell thing. And they were like, the cornerback had the ball and is holding for him to catch. And you rewatch this thing in slow motion and like his arm is extended while the cornerback is holding it with one hand. They both have one arm on it.
And they both want
curls
the
it
ball.
in. As he hits the ground, he rips it away. Like there's no way.
I always feel like that's one person trolling because they're the only human being on the face of the earth that could watch that play and go, not impressed, or very easy play. But that's why I think that they're doing that just so they can see if they can get us off topic and talk about something that doesn't make any sense to really have a conversation about.
Maybe so.
Sometimes I think you underestimate
I fell for it.
how much people believe the things like that.
Yeah.
I am really curious about that.
Corey, I think most people who watch football, and I'm going to say like 99 out of 100, would say that was unbelievable.
Yeah, I agree. I just rewatched it like 16 times.